I never took it personally. She just was like, that set didn't resonate with me.
Where's your headspace at, my lovely? And how are you feeling after watching that back last night? Because it must have been a bit of a whirlwind for you.
Honestly, like, I'm really fab, which is really good. I think
Good.
obviously I was eliminated what in February, so like I had so
Yeah.
long to sit down and process it all. But I think Sally, you really do that thing where I think in order to protect myself, I was like, okay, let me imagine the worst case scenario of all these events, and I was like, this roast. They're gonna twist it. They're gonna make it awful. I'm gonna look it terrible. I walked back. I was like, oh, that was fine. Like, it was honestly fine. Yeah, so can't really complain. Yeah.
Honestly, like me and my boyfriend were watching it last night, and you were one of our favorites. I'm sorry. This is why I'm not a judge, and I never will be, because clearly I'm not with the judges. But we were laughing at you, like actually belly laughing. We're like, I love these kind of jokes. I love that you went a little bit harsh and you did a bit of dark humor there, because that's my favorite type of humor. I did not expect you to be in the bottom, and a lot of fans agree with me. It's not just me, of course. How has it been to see that kind of fan reaction? And were you in agreement with the judges' critiques when you were getting them on the main stage?
I think there wasn't a huge margin between like the best and the worst.
Mm.
It wasn't like no one was doing a love war. So I think when started getting ready for the runway, we kind of all just knew Catrin was lip syncing, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, and obviously I think like everyone, it was nitpicking. Everyone had like highlights, no lights to the set. There were a lot of things I was really confident about my set. Like I was really proud of myself that I was the only person who did it without cue cards. And I knew I had good writing, but perhaps I could have worked on the delivery or XYZ. But ultimately, yeah, the fact at the end of the day, you're on RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's RuPaul's opinion. And listen, comedy is subjective, and like that goes for anything in life, especially with art. But also, you might find jokes funny that I don't, and vice versa. So I never took it personally. She just was like, that set didn't resonate with me. But what's been really lovely is that because I knew I was proud of myself, and I thought I did a good enough job to maybe warrant making it to finale. But of course, like the dice fell, they do. And seeing all the reception online has been wonderful because ultimately, yeah, spoiler, I knew I was eliminated before yesterday. So really, the best case scenario for me could have been, oh, the fans will disagree, people at home will see the positive in what I did, which is really what's happened, and that's been wonderful because whether the fans agreed or disagreed, wouldn't have changed the outcome, unfortunately, because it was too late. But honestly, having a validation, like you shouldn't seek the validation of other people, but having your work recognised by everyone at home is like really invaluable. So I'm very appreciative of it all.
Filming the roast, my gosh, just watching it as a viewer seems like such a nerve-wracking challenge in itself. Just being on stage alone, having to make RuPaul laugh when she's right in front of you. What was the experience like actually filming this episode and kind of seeing your eliminated sisters coming back? Because that must have been again another bit of a whirlwind for you whilst filming.
Yeah, it was really lovely to have them all back. And I think especially our season, more than most, I would argue, it was really hard to kind of predict how it was all playing out each week. Because I felt like with a lot of the seasons, you know, an early set of front runners will emerge quite quickly, and maybe by the halfway point, you can kind of predict who's making it to finale. I mean, I think it was Selexa made a point that by week 5, we'd had like 5 solo badge winners, and that's like the widest spread of solo badge winners at that point that they'd ever had. And so, yeah, it was just kind of like you never felt like anyone was out of the game because the game was evolving so quickly with us. And so, I know, for instance, when I walked in, there were names that I'd heard of Bonnie so many times, and then she was excelling in such a way that I couldn't, even at the start of the makeover, I would have been shocked to see that she wasn't there with us in the roast. I've really come away with like 11 sisters, and maybe a mister, but 11 sisters. And like, there's not a single girl on that lineup that I wouldn't be delighted to see at the gig and spend time with. And so just any opportunity I get to spend with all of my season 7 sisters, I will take, yeah.
You got more than just a sisterhood from it. You and Catrin really were our little star-crossed lovers on the show. It was so lovely to watch that blossom like over the season as well. So, of course, I can't go in this interview without asking you, where are you guys at? Where's your relationship right now? How are things?
Coming into Drag Race and meeting someone like Catrin, I was like, okay, well, we clearly have a lot of similar interests. I think you're attractive, you think I'm attractive. And we softly agreed that I'm going to let her speak on it after the finale because,
Oh,
listen, she's still in the running. But all I will say is that, I think within the week of the season finishing, I was already visiting her in Cardiff, and I was in Cardiff again a couple of weeks ago. So you can take that for what you will.
You just love Cardiff, it's a lovely
Yeah,
place.
listen, yeah, lovely Welsh cakes, yeah.
Of course, I can't again go through this interview, Tayris, without saying to you how beautifully you represented Black excellence on that show and on that stage, as well as just people of colour in general. Like, you did the community so proud. And I'd love for you to kind of, share that experience now, because I know at the time you said how it wasn't edited on the show as much as you would have liked to have seen that whole full conversation. So take me through that process, because only you truly can tell us the true story of that.
I think that, firstly, I knew there was going to be some difficulty in the way that conversation was presented, and I think they did a really lovely succinct job, because also it's 60 minutes and it's not it's not my autobiography, but I
That's
think
a shame. I'd watch that.
Listen, coming to a screen on Netflix, never know.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think I should just be rewarded because I'm Black. If I'm not doing the best, don't put a crown on it. But if I can do the best and have a crown, that's also a plus. But I think it was just I'm so proud of myself, because I think there were so many necessary conversations that needed to happen. And also, I can't not only thank my sisters, but also the BBC and Drag Race UK for giving me the platform in the first place to kind of discuss these issues, and discuss my thoughts and my feelings, to kind of dissect and disseminate. Because ultimately, what is this platform? Listen, I can wear a really nice outfit, but you can see it on Instagram. We don't need it. What am I doing with the platform? And I always knew when I got onto when I got onto Drag Race, that I would make sure I use the platform on the show and off the show, and I will continue to do so to not only to educate, but to empower first and foremost. And ultimately, everything I do in drag has always been a love letter to my Blackness and my queerness, and my growing up in poverty and my experiences as a child. And I just wanted to make sure that I came on to Drag Race UK, that I left, listen, ideally with a crown and 25 grand. That I didn't get, but that ideally I left. And I was like, okay, do I feel like I've set a good precedent to be an emblem and an example of what young queer Black people need? And that I feel like I have done.
Oh, 100%. More, that and more, trust me. Like I said, you did a beautiful job, so you should be proud of yourself for that alone, plus everything else. And you mentioned not having the crown, Tayris, but I have to say, there's always All Stars or Versus the World or whatever it may be. Would you ever come back? Because of course we'd all love to see you come back on our screens on Drag Race.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I'm kidding. No, I do it like that. And this is the problem, because really, when I look back at my time on season 7, what do I think was my main hindrance? Probably outfits, to be honest, because I did not come for a lot of money. I was a penny pincher. And now I'm making something like RuPaul coin, and I think with a lovely promo package. Also, it's just another chance, celebrate and everything. And I think that when you're there, you're so nervous about the idea of losing or being eliminated or doing God, I didn't win a bag. I already lost. So really, if I come back, all I can do is either lose again, which I've already done it, been there, done that, or I can do even better, So, and also I'd never deny myself the joy of watching me on telly, let alone the fans. So, listen, I think the BBC know that. The minute I get a call, I will be back.
My lovely, I've got a 5-round little game with you to play. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This is Snatch That Wig, okay? So I'm going to give you a category, and you're going to tell me which of your Series 7 sisters you'd like to steal that from, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to kick this off with wardrobe. So which of your sisters' looks would you love to steal?
Bones.
Everyone's saying Bones. I can see why, of course. The next one is lip sync. So which of your sisters' lip sync skills would you like to take?
Do you know what? Despite the fact she lost the first one, Paige.
Yes. I think Paige has had a few on that category as well, actually. But you're such an icon at lip syncing yourself. You don't need to steal. There you go. Bro.
Yeah, thank you.
The next one is comedy. So which of your sister's jokes would you steal?
Pasty. I'm gutted she didn't get to do a comedy challenge, because listen, I not that we'd ever know who's going, but I heard through the grapevine she might be going, and I was like, oh God, her these comedy challenges is going to be lethal. And unfortunately, she just never really got the opportunity to do an acting challenge or anything. But if she gets to come back, you better watch that space. I have a lot of faith in her.
Justice for Pasty is true. We all want another taste, honestly. Bring her back. It's my favourite. Now, the last category for you, my lovely, is shade. So which of your Series 7 sisters shade would you take? Who's the shadiest of them all?
By far, by a long mile, and she knows this too, Catrin.
Everyone's saying Catrin. Yes.
But I'll tell you, listen, I don't know who, aside from me, I don't know who she was getting with in that editing room. They got a flavour, girl. Like, shady boots. No, but listen, I wasn't complaining.
We love her for it though, don't we? We really
Yeah,
do. No,
which is why I was so surprised she was so bad at the roast, because I was like, oh, you've been doing it the whole season. Maybe she ran out of material, I don't know.
I know. She ran out of all her funny bones. She used it all up before the roast, that's why.
Yeah.
And that reading challenge too. No, Tayris, I'm going to take it to drag it forward. I love this segment because this is your chance to nominate a brother, sister, or sibling in the drag world who you'd love to see on Drag Race UK one day. Who are you shouting out?
Absolutely going to start with, her name's Daphne. On a personal level, saved me from very hard times in my life, but also unmatched level of comedy. She hysterical, so funny. And I've been itching for her to apply. She keeps umming and ahhing about it. Also, I think she has a really pertinent story to share. So Daphne is one of the first. So back in like the noughties, was one of the first children to like actually start transitioning in the UK. So going to school and like she had like loads of media attention from it, and like she has like a really unique story that I think they've never had on Drag Race. Also, how often do we get to see trans queens on the show who are comedy queens? It's always like, I'm the fierce glamour doll, you know. Daphne's like, here comes Nana. Visually, there's a queen called Mocha who lives here in London. So like unmatched sense of style, like such an original. You cannot compare her to anyone in the UK because visually, entirely one of a kind. She really deserves a platform. Also, I could name so many Brighton sisters who deserve it. I want to see Glue the Queen. I want to see Ex-Girlfriend. I want to see Alex Fincher. I want to see Inga Rock. I want to see The Siren. I want to see Rain. I want to see Pina. I want to see Alec. I could literally sit here and also, sorry, if we get to a point in Drag Race UK where they're allowing kings and similar, I can name like, listen, Prince Chio. Also, Brighton Excellence, Alfie Ordinary.
You've got such a bright future ahead of you. I really am excited to see what you've got coming up. Is there anything you'd like to shout out, Tayris, that you've got coming up that you'd like all the fans to know about?
Absolutely, yeah. So listen, I'm taking the world by storm this next year. I'm doing, I'm releasing music at the start of next year. Next year I'm going to Oslo, going to Lithuania, I'm going to be touring the country. I'm currently writing a one-woman show for Fringe season next year, which will be fabulous. I'm about to start in the West End as Snow White in Snow White at the Emerald Theatre from the 16th of December to the 4th of January. I have a queer POC collective in Brighton called The Chocolate Box, and we are doing Don't Tell Mama Weekend at Butlins, which is high camp, January 13th, I want to say. Yeah, listen, if there's a stage, you will find me on it, trust.
Keep her booked and busy. She already is, but keep those bookings coming. And if you're a fan, go and support Tayris. Go buy those tickets because we love to see her. We really do.